What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope all doing well. Hope like the new microphone. Let me know if you like it or don't like it, the way it looks, sounds, and everything in the comments. But let's get started. This is gonna be a shorter show today. Hope everyone had a nice Christmas, nice holiday. Like I said, this will be a shorter show. Not a ton happened since I last did this on I think it was on Tuesday. But I have a couple clips to show you from some of the games, so we'll get to that. But MLB free agency, Marlins signed Pete Fairbanks a year for $13 million. Good move for the Marlins. We've made a couple of small moves, taking a flyer on Christopher Morel, now bringing in Pete Fairbanks, and a lot of contenders were looking at him. That includes the Toronto Blue Jays as well as the New York Mets. Fairbanks goes to the Marlins. He's a very good reliever, been with the Rays his whole career. Very good late inning reliever. Has done a lot of setup man work. Has done a lot of closing for the Rays. And he goes to the Miami Marlins on a 1 year deal worth $13 million. And the Oakland Athletics extend Tyler Soderstrom, 7 years of $86 million. Soderstrom last year had a breakout season, hit 276, 25 home runs, 93 RBIs, 820 OPS. Still very young. Maybe an outfielder, also plays first base. A's are really starting to build something special. Got that kid who's a platinum type glove in center field. You got Soberstrom, Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson. A lot of really good young players, especially offensively, for the Athletics. By the time they get to Vegas in a couple of years, that could be a team from maybe the best young core in all baseball. But Soderstrom gets locked down by the A's on a 7 year deal worth $86 million. Lawrence Butler's a guy that locked up last year, who's another outfielder that you have. That's a team that could be good for a while. They're getting there slowly but surely when it comes to the Athletics. But I want to talk about the Christmas games. Let's start off with the NBA. Knicks over the Cavs, 126 to 124. Great game, crazy fourth quarter comeback by the Knicks. They were down 12 going into that quarter. And the Knicks win 126-124, 34 points from Jalen Brunson. Knicks got a lot of good contributions from their bench, mainly Tugarto on their bench. Tyler Kolek played very well for the Knicks. He had 16 points, 5 of 9, and including 4 threes. Big game for him. He's been playing very well. He's definitely been stepping up for the Knicks. Landry Shamet is hurt. He's their main guard off the bench behind Jalen Brunson. And he's been hurt for a while. We're not going to see him for a while. And Kolek, a guy who you drafted in the second round last year. There were a lot of people, not only fans, but like legit basketball people and New York sport people that were telling people, telling the media, this guy is a real good basketball player. Really solid. Rick Pitino, St. John's head coach, of course, one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time, current coach of St. John's, said, this guy was very underdrafted, very underrated. He's a good player. And never got a chance to play a whole lot under Tibbs, but has played a lot more under Mike Brown in his regime, especially lately with the injured to Landry Shamet. And he's played very, very well. Another great game for him. And Jordan Clarkson, 25 points, 9 of 17, including 5 threes. Very good game for him. Clarkson's a pretty proven player in this league. I mean, he leads the league in bench points by a long shot over the last 5 years. Knicks brought him in the offseason, and he's played his role. He's been very good. The beginning of the year, he didn't play a whole lot. He was still kind of like still carving out a role, but he's carved out a nice role on this next bench again, especially with Landry Shamet hurt. And Clarkson, 25 points, big game off the bench from him. And 34 points and 6 threes for Jalen Brunson. On Cleveland side, Donovan Mitchell in the loss, I think he had 30-something points. In the loss, yeah, he had a 34, 7, and 6 in the loss. Cavs dropped to 17 and 15. Knicks dropped to 21 and 9. Knicks are 15 and 2 at home. That's fantastic. So if they can win the road a little bit more on the road, they are only 6 wins and then 7 losses on the road. But at home, they're 15 and 2. For them, the Rangers are the opposite. If they're unbeatable at home, pretty much, but on the road, they've struggled. Rangers on the road have actually been very good, but for whatever reason at the Garden, they have not been able to figure it out. But anyway, Knicks pick up a big comeback win over the Cavs on Christmas. Spurs beat the Thunder 117-102. They've beaten the Thunder 3 games in a row, last 3 times that they've played. Thunder have 5 losses all season, 3 more to the Spurs. They're 26-5 this year. De'Aaron Fox with 29 points. Spurs 23-7, 12-5 on the road this year. They've been very, very good. That's a great team. Of course, led by Victor Wembanyama, who's still working his way into form off that injury. And then they played the Knicks about 2 weeks ago in the Cup final. He actually came off the bench. I think he might still be actually coming off the bench. They have him on a bit of a minutes restructuring, but still played well. 26 minutes. He had 19 and 11, 6 of 12 from the field. So big game for the Spurs. Pick up a win over the Thunder. Warriors over the Mavericks, 126-116. Flag, 27 points from the loss. Dallas drops to 12-20 on the other, 3-11 on the road. Warriors get to 16-15. Honestly, I think the NBA made a mistake making that a Christmas Day matchup. I think they overestimate how much fans would care about Steph against Clay. But anyway, Golden State picks up the win. Rockets over the Lakers, 119-96. 25-8 assists for Kevin Durant in the win. Rockets got to 18-10 on the year. Lakers continue to struggle a bit. Luka, 25.7 assists in his return to the lineup. Austin Reeves comes out of the game with an injury and missed one. They got to get rid of LeBron James. That guy is such a joke. His legacy is gone. I'm sorry. That guy is such a joke. JJ Redick again blasted the player, saying I'm not doing another 3 games of this. He's definitely getting agitated. And Lakers on their tough loss. They lose to Rockets by 23 on Christmas. And the Nuggets, in an incredible game, one of the best Christmas games ever, maybe the best ever, beats the Timberwolves 142-138 in overtime. Jokic with an insanely good game. 56 points, 16 rebounds, 15 assists. First player in NBA history with 56 points, at least 15 boards, and at least 15 assists. Jamal Murray in the loss had 35. Assuming in the win for the Nuggets had 35 points for the Denver Nuggets. He was had 9 threes in the game, 12-32, took 18 3-point attempts. Then you had for Timberwolves side in the loss, 44 points and 5 threes from Anthony Edwards in the game. 32 points from Julius Randle, 21 for Jaden McDaniels. Don't think DiVincenzo had a rough game, just 2-11 from the field. But crazy game, huge win for Denver to win in overtime. They get to 22-8 on the year. They continue to play well. Minnesota drops to 20-11 on the season. Now let's get to the NFL Christmas games. The first game, pretty relatively uneventful. The game just didn't matter. Cowboys and Commanders. Dallas wins 30-23. Dak Prescott 19-37, 302 yards, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kevon Turpin had an 86-yard touchdown catch and missed one. Corski Mara 105 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground for the Commanders. Basically, Dallas jumped out to a big lead in this one. They're up 21-3 in the second quarter, but Matt Eberflus's defense made it interesting. They let Josh Johnson kind of cook them through the air. 15 of 23, 198 yards for Josh Johnson in this game. Dallas ran the ball very well. Javonte Williams got hurt in this game after having 13 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Davis in relief, 20 carries for 103 yards. Washington couldn't stop the run. Couldn't go off the field. But Dallas wins by a touchdown. They're 7-8-1. They might go 8-8-1 because they play the Giants next week. Commanders are now 4-12. Obviously, a lost year for them. Vikings defeat the Detroit Lions 23-10. The pregame panel was the Good Morning Football crew, included Seth Rollins, which was just, I turned on TV, I was like, oh my God, Seth Rollins is covering an NFL Christmas game. Who would have thought? And he's the only one who picked the Vikings on that crew, so it shows you how much the experts know. When you got a wrestler, is the only guy who picked the game right. Granted, I don't think on paper, there's no reason the Vikings should have even been within 10 points of the Lions. Lions lose. They're eliminated from playoff contention. Officially, both teams now 8-8 on the season.
18. Here comes the pressure. Van Ginkel got in there. Goff got rid of it, and it's picked. Byron Murphy takes it away, and he's out of bounds with another major shift in favor of Minnesota. So Will Reichard will come on for the field goal. A 52-yard attempt is good. In the backfield, first down from the 30. Fake it to him. Goff delivers another pick, and it's the veteran Harrison Smith with a takeaway.
A long field goal try.
Reichert made from 52 on the last drive. This one from 56 just stays in. Let's see what Goff and company can do here. Not much. Goff gets walloped. Ball comes out. Minnesota's right there. But he won't miss a seventh. That one was drilled right down Main Street.
42 starts in college. That certainly benefits guys.
Get tricky here. Jordan Addison turns on the speed. Look out. Addison. Can he get there? Forced toward the sideline. Touchdown. What the doctor ordered for this team. And now all the pressure. Oh, trouble again, and Goff just has to jump on it. Van Ginkel took it away late.
Recovering a backward pass, the same elements of finishing the process of the catch takes place here. You can see when Goff dives on the football, he really never firmly possesses that football down by contact. And at that point, you see the defensive player taking that ball away from him before he secures it firmly. That's why they've turned that over to Minnesota there, fellas.
So this one, how it started, middle third quarter, first half was as uneventful as it could get. This game was kind of a dud. I'll more on what I think of the Christmas games after I finish talking about the games. But a horrible interception on 3rd and 18 by Jared Goff with the game tied. 7-game apiece. Vikings with the interception was Byron Murphy. Vikings end up with a field goal from Will Reichert from 52 yards out. Very next drive, Goff gets picked off by Harrison Smith. Can you believe the guy's still doing it? I feel like I've been watching him my whole life. Very next drive, Goff gets picked off. Again, Will Reichert from 56 yards out just sneaks it in there for the field goal. Now it's 13-7 Vikings. Very first play of the fourth quarter. Very next drive, Goff is strip sack. That Lions offensive line is so freaking bad. They have some injuries. Taylor Decker, your all-pro left tackle, was hurt. You've had injuries at the center spot. But, Panay Sewell is maybe the best right tackle in the league. He's obviously been great. He's going to be an all-pro again. Then we got Tate Rutledge. He's been pretty good this year when he's played. The rest of that line has either been hurt or just been really, really bad. They're really bad in this game. So 3 straight turnovers on 3 straight possessions by the Lions. But then late in the fourth quarter, about 4:40 to go, they would kick a field goal. Jake Bates, I think from 48 yards out. But then a couple points later, Vikings could get the ball. Jordan Addison on an end around, takes it down the sideline. He would dive over the pylon. Originally was called short of the goal line. No, they called it a touchdown on the field. After talking about it, I showed you kind of like the slow-mo replay. You see him, the ball goes over the pylon. That's good enough for a touchdown. And then 3 minutes to go, Lions driving around midfield, trying to get a touchdown, or at least score, and give ourselves a shot to try and send this game to overtime or win the game. And then Goff muffs the snap. As he goes to recover it, Andrew Van Ginkel tackles him. He ends up with it. Vikings win 23-10 in a shocking one. Jared Goff was unbelievably awful. Maybe his worst game as a member of the Detroit Lions. 18 of 29 for 197 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 5 turnovers in this game, 2 interceptions, lost 3 fumbles. Jahmyr Gibbs also lost a fumble. I mean, the Lions turned it over 6 times in this game. Goff was sacked 5 times. Max Brosmer had one of the worst performances by a quarterback in a win ever. 9 of 16 for 51 yards. He was sacked 7 times. He's the first quarterback to have less than 50 passing yards, have no touchdowns, be sacked at least 7 times, and win the game. He threw for 50 yards, was sacked 7 times. His quarterback rating was 9. Okay, that just made me laugh just saying it out loud. 9 gets hurt. Max Brosmer starts. He has a keeper rating of literally 9 and wins the game somehow. That's pretty poetic. That is pretty poetic. Wow, that's hilarious. But for the Lions, well, what a gut-wrenching way to lose your season. Last week, the weird ending to that game against Pittsburgh. That the play where Amon-Ra tries to lateral it. It's a Goff who runs it in for a touchdown, but it was a passing interference on the last play of the game, so it negates the touchdown. They lose on that. and then to lose to Max Brosmer on Christmas, him having 50 yards and no touchdowns. Your defense had 7 sacks, only allowed 23 points. And we're only give up outside of the big play to Addison, when he had a 65-yard run, they give up nothing else the rest of the game, but 6 turnovers. One might have 3 in a row in the second half. That's just a brutal way for your season to end if you're the Detroit Lions. You had people saying, what in the Detroit Lions is going on? That was just a wild, wild game. And the Broncos sneak past the Chiefs 20-13. Bo Nix, 26 of 38 for 182 yards and a touchdown. Denver gets to 13-3. Chiefs, of course, shockingly, not like the playoffs here, just had a rough year. They're now down to a third-string quarterback. They fall to 6-10.
Harvey lined up in the backfield, and now you got. The answer is
offside.
Wow.
Defense number 95. Half distance goal. Will to the first down.
Chris Jones, of all people, that is the first penalty against the Chiefs of this drive. Nix is rolling. Nix will throw, and it's caught for the touchdown by R.J. Harvey. Rush 4. Oladokun throws to the end zone, too high and incomplete.
So I clipped the highlight from the very end of the game. 2 minutes to go. Denver lines up. I was so confused when they were lining up. They lined up for a direct snap to R.J. Harvey on 4th and 2 minutes to go in a 13-13 game. They drove our Chiefs off sides. Chris Jones, supposed to be the leader of their defense, all-pro DD tackle. He jumps off sides, and the gifts the Broncos a first down. I was saying to myself, why are they not going for a field goal? But the play works, and 3rd and goal, minute 45 or so to go. Nix rolls, and throws a touchdown. I think that was to R.J. Harvey. Great play by Bo Nix. And then 20 seconds to go, 4th and 8 from around the 25-yard line. Chris Oladokun throws to the end zone, but overthrows his intended target. And Broncos hang on and win 20-13. Denver seems like a team that's going to lose probably in the first or second round. They're barely beating a lot of bad teams. Chiefs with Chris Oladokun, no Rashee Rice, won by 7. But they pick up a win. They're 13-3. But Chris Oladokun, man, he's bad. He did his best, but was not good. 13 of 22 for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. But didn't have a turnover, so he's got that going for him. Again, that Chiefs running game was not very good at all. I don't understand if you're Matt Nagy. 19 rush attempts. Your quarterback is frickin' Chris Oladokun, and you ran the ball 19 times. I get the running game. They don't have the best running back room in the world. But Isaiah Pacheco isn't a scrub. Hunt's a good goal line back. You can do some trickery with Xavier Worthy. Maybe you do some quarterback designs with Oladokun. Oladokun only had 2 carries the whole game. 19 total rush attempts. Just not good enough. Not good enough. The Broncos win 20-13 as they inch closer to being the 1 seed in the AFC. Next thing I want to talk about, honestly, was kind of irksome to me. It's about James Nnaji. I don't even know if I say his name right, and frankly, I don't really care. You may not know who he is, but that's okay. He's not super popular. He was the first pick of the second round in the 2023 draft, 31st overall. He was originally drafted by the Detroit Pistons. He was immediately sent to the Minnesota Timberwolves upon being drafted. His rights were traded to the New York Knicks prior to last season in the Karl-Anthony Towns trade. He never signed an NBA contract and then instead played overseas in Spain. He averaged 7 points and 4 rebounds in his most recent stint playing in Europe. They mutually agreed to part ways after last season. He played in some league with the Knicks this year because the Knicks own his rights. They've owned his rights since last year when they acquired him in the Karl-Anthony Towns trade. He committed to play college basketball at Baylor this season. Baylor right now is 9-2, and there's a good chance he'll be playing in the tournament. This is absolutely pathetic. The Baylor Bears should not be able to have this guy on their team. Like, are we just going to have LeBron James just suit up for Ohio State? The guy's 40 years old. We're going to have Cooper Flagg, who's just number one pick in the draft, probably going to win Rookie of the Year with Dallas Mavericks. He still has 3 years left of eligibility at Duke. Is he going to go back to Duke and try and win a national championship with Duke? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? College basketball, this is why I don't watch college basketball, honestly. It's such a joke. Something has to be done about this whole transfer portal BS. And like this cannot happen. I know he never signed an NBA contract, but he played professionally in Spain. Okay? If you're a professional player, you should not be able to go back and play in college. The whole point of collegiate athletics is that they are amateur athletes. I get with NIL that can actually make money now. That's a whole other story. I don't even have that much of a problem with that, to be honest. There are some issues with that, but to me, not as big as the portal. Okay? This guy is a professional athlete. Maybe not in the United States, but he's only played in Europe, but he's a professional basketball player. He should not be able to play college sports. This should not be a hot take. And for some reason, in 2025, going on 2026, it is. Why is this guy allowed to play college basketball? That is absolutely terrible. Okay, that is terrible. How could the NCAA let this happen? Why is this guy playing college basketball? This guy was almost a first-round pick. In fact, a lot of experts thought he should have been. People were surprised he slipped to the very first pick of a second round. This guy was a first-round NBA talent 2 years ago. Chose not to play in the NBA, played in Europe. Now he's going back to college basketball. That is absolutely terrible and an absolute embarrassment for college sports. The NCAA should be absolutely embarrassed. I'm sorry, that is absolutely horrific, and it should not be allowed. So to finish this thing off, let's recap NXT. What happened on NXT? So backstage, Thea Hale continued to talk to Jordan Grace, how she can't believe she's North American champion. She thanked her for standing up for her when Blake Monroe was kind of talking some trash to her backstage. Then she went out there and actually a very good promo. Then Blake Monroe came out, and then Thea Hale actually made her tap out in like a non-match. So that feud continues. By the way, I don't love Jordan Grace's character. They're making her kind of like this depressed wimp. Like she should be like this ultra confident, like badass, which is what she is. Honestly, I'd rather her turn heel at this point. I think that'll be exciting if they turned her heel. Maybe she takes the title off of either Monroe or probably off Thea Hale, since Thea Hale is a babyface. In a speed match, Tavion Heights defeated Eli Knight as he inches close to potentially facing Jasper Troy for the speed championship. Mixed tag, Shiloh Hill and Skylar Wright defeated Stax and Ariana Grace in this no disqualification Christmas theme match. Then Lexis King beat Andre Chase. And the Women's United States Championship, Chelsea Green defeated Soruka. I would like to see Soruka win. She's an incredible talent. What they're doing with the Women's U.S. title ever since they introduced it last year has been pretty pathetic, but I think it's clear if you've been watching the main roster and watching SmackDown, I think the direction they're going is probably giving it back to Julia. Not sure what that's going to do, but that being said, Julia is a great talent, but unfortunately, Chelsea Green did defeat Soruka. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a great weekend. Next week will be another shorter week because of the new year coming up. I'm going to be doing a show most likely on Monday and Tuesday. Probably going to take Wednesday and Thursday off, and I'll probably be back January 2nd. But until next time, so long. Have a great day.